Hello class, my name is Raul Posadas and this is discussion number 3. I'm going to go over chapter 6, 7, and 8. And I took some notes, just highlighted some important stuff that I found uh, throughout the chapters. And to start off, chapter 6, which is building a healthy worksite environment, I start off with, whenever you have to build a healthy worksite environment, there's several dimensions that you have to consider. So first of all, it's physical makeup, which is accommodating a layout that all employees can easily navigate, essential equipment and resources for high productivity and friendly work sites. Another one is environmental quality, which is just to make sure that there's clean air, proper protection equipment, adequate supplies of clean water, and noise control. Another one, employee-centered policies, which they are policies and standards and regulations that preserve and promote employee health, privacy, and confidentiality. And last but not least is promoting culture, which is just to promote the pro-health attitudes, beliefs, norms, and basically they just have to be reflected on employees and be assessed by management. And some other notes in page 117 of chapter 6 would have to be the creating a less stressful work site. That's something that's something that really caught my attention because it has some pretty interesting facts that I want to bring up that I didn't know. So according to several employees-based surveys, job stress is the most common risk of factor in today's work site. 1 out of 4 employees views work as the greatest stressor in his or her life. 8 of 10 employees feel stress on the job, and half of them express a need for help in managing their stress. 4 out of 10 employees say their job is very or extremely stressful. Nearly 1 of 3 employees feel quite or extremely stressed at work. 1 of 4 employees indicate being often or very often burned out or stressed at work. So, right here we can see basically that 25% of employees feel stressed out at work, which is for my opinion, a pretty huge chunk. It's 25% of the whole company, the whole workplace. So that's something that we have to actually take in consideration and realize how our employees or how our coworkers are actually feeling, so we can know how to assess them better. Something else. To wrap up chapter 16, basically, creating a health worksite culture requires strategic improvements in an organization's policies, programs, and employees' workstations and physical environment. So that's the overall thing that we actually have to put our head into when creating that worksite health promotion environment. Okay, now for chapter 7, which talks about promoting and launching worksite programs, I highlighted a part where it talks about plans for launching a successful worksite promotion include developing a marketing strategy that make programs appealing to employees, preparing employees to take action, developing a health fair, conducting employee health screenings, management risk and liability, giving the program trial run, determining appropriate rewards to build long-term employee participation. So a little thing that I need to add there, developing a health fair. I actually was in a health fair because of where I worked. I worked in no, never mind. No, it wasn't when I worked. It was in school, actually. I was in school, and they actually had, it was in OCC back in Laredo. They had a health fair going on that it was actually for students and faculty. So it was kind of like the college trying to promote that health environment for the faculty, for them to check up on themselves, to check their blood pressure, and some other tests that they actually offered in the health fair. So it was a pretty neat thing that I experienced to see, to actually having your employees, well, for the college, having your employees to go check how healthy they are in order for them to check if they're okay, basically just so they can know and realize if they're sick or not, so they can actually increase their productivity if they know there's something wrong, so they could go to a doctor and actually get treated. So that's something pretty neat. Then page 127, and a thing that a lot of people don't know, or that I really kind of caught my attention, it was kind of interesting, was that when you're preparing your employees to actually do a health program, if it has to do with either dieting or exercising, coaching actually accelerates the client's progress by providing a greater focus and awareness by choice. So if you have someone that's constantly there telling them what to do, assessing them, it would actually push them to actually achieve that goal and actually go through the program, because some people are not even going to go through it if they don't have someone that's pushing them. They're just going to put the program aside and not really care. Okay, so now last chapter 8 talks about evaluating health promotion efforts. So when you're developing your evaluation report, you should take in consideration these elements, which are which variables to measure, which subject to target, who conducts the evaluation, how often financial support is needed, when the evaluation should be conducted, where the evaluation should be placed, where the evaluation should not be conducted, which evaluation equipment and instructions are needed, what type of evaluations design is more appropriate, how to use the results, and who should have access to the results. All of these things are really important in determining the evaluation. Impact evaluations assess the overall effectiveness of a program in producing desirable levels of knowledge, attitudes, behaviors, health status, and skills among participants. So some common tools to impact evaluation include the following: surveys or questionnaires, health risk appraisals, healthcare claims, data reports, occupational injury reports, absenteeism logs, culture auditions, and productivity or quality reports. And then just to finish off, my last note was in page 173. Just to wrap up the chapter 8, upfront planning is essential for avoiding various pitfalls that can be compromise the integrity and objectivity of the worksite health promotion evaluation. And writing clearly delineated goals and objectives requires a good understanding of resources, realistic expectations, and appropriate evaluation or protocols. So just to actually take into consideration what type of evaluations and goals you're actually going to put. You have to put goals that actually make sense, and the evaluations have to be how can you say it? Like they have to be reasonable, and also you have to know the people that are going to conduct the evaluations, and you have to know that if there's not going to be anything that's going to go wrong in there, and have someone that's going to be able to get those results and be able to help in the program to actually be better and be able to reach everyone in the workplace. All right, well, that's it. Thank you.